Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well, thank you. It is incredible to me that today is the last Sunday service for the year. Someone just say, yeah? But it's incredible because I came here in January and already it's been almost an entire year and the time is flying by. I like to think that I'm doing an okay job. I don't know. I've been enjoying myself. Thank you. I promise I wasn't looking for that. But I think I'm doing okay, but I can always improve myself. I'm always looking for ways to improve, and one of the ways is that people have dropped off things from the suggestion box. So they have these forms here that you can fill out and put in the suggestion box. And just so you know, I do get them and I do read them. So I wanted to go through a couple of these and address them as kind of this thing at the end of the year to let you know that I am listening. And if you have any more suggestions or criticisms of any kind, I welcome them. So some of these weren't necessarily for me. There was one that had to do with like numbers on the classroom doors. But there's one, it says here, my friends and family do not prefer the new incense. It has a weird smell. Please, maybe change it. So for the incense here, we're trying to use like a smokeless incense because a lot of people are affected by the smoke. So Reverend brought this one. It looks black, which is kind of weird, but it's supposed to be less smoke. And for me, I thought that the charcoal was smelling kind of funny, so I changed out the charcoal. Are people so bothered by how it smells, or is it okay now? Yeah, it's fine. All right. There's one that says, I wish Stevie would come to Sakura Gakuen more. I don't think she's trying to learn Japanese. That one might be tricky. There's this one that says to consider changing the words in the three treasure, the one from brotherhood to personhood, which I think is a good idea to kind of make it more inclusive. So that's something that we can work on for sure as far as the service book goes. But there's two that I'd like to address at the same time, and one of them is Reverend Hamasaki, why do we do Jusei so much? And that was it. And Reverend Matt, why do you never teach us Japanese? So, I will first explain what Jusei means, and thus teaching you a little bit of Japanese. So the Jusei, the translation is kind of awkward because it comes from Chinese, the Chinese and the Japanese pronunciation of the Chinese characters. However, what it comes out to be is the incredible vows of Amida Buddha, and it's this gatha that praises them. So everyone knows the gatha, right? Our songs. So it's these verses that we say in order to praise these incredible vows of Amida Buddha. It's also known as the Sansei-ge, or the three vows of Amida Buddha. Does it sound familiar to anyone? Oh, okay. Some people, oh yes, of course. From the Metapadma. They already know. Very smart. Very good. You guys did a good job. You retain all the knowledge. So the reason why we do Jusei is because it's short. Actually, it's taken from the larger sutra of the Buddha on Immeasurable Life. So we have 3 sutras. Does everyone know what a sutra is? Okay, very good. I don't know, does anyone not know what a sutra is? Oh, okay, some people don't know. Very good, that's important, be honest. Who can explain to me what a sutra is? Yes, Aaron. I'm sorry, what was it? Chanting, very good. We chant the sutras. David? Yes, absolutely. So, we have these scrolls here, and there's 4, if you can see them, right? But the first one is so long that it actually takes up 2 scrolls. So that's the sutra on Immeasurable Life. So if we were to chant the whole thing, the entire thing, it would take over an hour. Does anyone want to try that someday? Please let us next year? Okay. I'm holding you to it. I'm hitting with no warning. I'm sorry, I'm going to chant that one. But we'll chant that one, and you'll see how long it takes. And so in order to save time, to save people's patience, we chant Jusei-ge, which is just a portion within the larger sutra. Now, the thing that it's talking about can be found in your sutra books. So I think if everyone looks, when you're chanting, at the end it says the translation can be found on, oh, you don't have to do it now. If you want to, you can. But the translation can be found on page 65, which is incorrect because it's actually on 61. So if you're looking for the translation, that's where it is. But I'd like to give just kind of a brief overview of what the vows are. So this incredible vow that Amida Buddha talks about is that Amida Buddha will have their name. I'm trying to use like a sexless term because people say, you know, he or she, and they kind of confuse it, but Amida Buddha is sexless. So Amida Buddha talks about having their name heard throughout the 10 quarters, which means basically everywhere. Because I think it's north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and then zenith and nadir, which is like up and down. So everywhere possible, they want to have Amida Buddha's name heard. And the reason why is because Amida Buddha is trying to, what's often translated as save all beings, but really to like help all beings that are suffering. And then this is this incredible vow that that Amida Buddha has undertaken. So who knows what a vow is? Wow, anyone, yeah, some people? Has anyone made a vow? Oh, some people made vows. That's pretty, can I ask what you vowed? Hey! All right, so good to see that vow is still working out. I say that because a lot of times when people vow stuff, it doesn't really work out. Because I've done stuff like, oh, I vow never to stay up that late ever again, and then inevitably I end up staying up that late again. But a vow is kind of like a promise, right? A promise, or also could be understood as a wish. And this is how it's been translated and understood, like to me, is this incredible wish that Amida Buddha had. So this wish that Amida Buddha has made is one that's within each and every one of us. So who has a wish? Who's ever made a wish before? Okay, let's see, can we talk to you too? How about Faith? To get a dog. Very good. There was some back there, right? Rookie? Did you have a wish? No? Okay. Who else? Who else had a wish? Okay, Aaron, what was your wish? Oh, Elf on the Shelf is gone. Okay. Hopefully next year. Was there one back there? Another wish? Any more wishes? You don't want to say it? Okay. Nikhil? Wish Harry Potter was real. I don't know, some of those last movies are pretty scary. Lord? Peace and love. Very good. Okay, let's see. Any more last ones? Yes? Star Wars is real. Alright. Okay, anyone? Alright. So, the trend with wishes is that we're always trying to wish for this happier life, right? Whether it's with Elf on the Shelf, whether it's with peace and love, or if we're able to live in a world like Star Wars and Harry Potter. We're trying to get to this place where we're happy, where everyone's happy, right? And this is the wish that Amida Buddha has for everyone. Because I think all of us within ourselves have this wish that we want to be happy. But even more so than that, there is this even deeper wish that we want all beings to be happy. We want everyone to be happy. And this is what Amida Buddha was trying to wish for. He wished that all of us would find that within ourselves. And the way that it would be found would be to hear the name of Amida Buddha. So when we say the Nembutsu, what are we saying? Namo Amida Butsu, very good. We're saying the name of Amida Buddha. That word Amida is right in there. And so the Butsu is the Japanese way of pronouncing Buddha. So there's some more Japanese. But we're saying Amida Buddha's name, and if we really try to hear it, then we hear that wish. We hear the wish that Amida Buddha is trying to awaken within each and every one of us, trying to awaken this idea that we want all beings to be happy. And it's hard for us to hear it because we have our ego. We have 3 poisons, right in the common class. We have our own selfishness, which is constantly covering up this wish that we have within ourselves. So it's this tiny voice that says, we want all beings to be happy, but on top of that is, no, I want stuff for myself. This is what I really want. And so if we can try to maybe put that aside, to tune that out, and we really try to listen, and we really try to hear that voice of Amida Buddha, then we can really say the Nembutsu with our whole hearts, and we can start to live a life of Nembutsu. So I hope during this holiday season and for the rest of the coming year, we all try to say Namo Amida Butsu with our entire hearts, try to hear that wish that Amida Buddha is trying to awaken within us, and really try to live in such a way that we try to bring ourselves happiness and happiness to all the people around us. If you could please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo